Okay, so this channel is under construction. Ooh, well, I know it's kind of a ploy type thing, but it's really just to tell you that no, I have not forgotten about this channel, but I need some time to kind of rebrand it, if that makes any sense. And you might be asking, well, why not just boom, snap, done, rebrand it in the next video, right? The problem is because I really need to think this through. And that's the big thing here, is because I've really just been kind of like, you know what, fuck it, make a YouTube channel, do whatever the fuck I want, right? And see what happens. And now I'm kind of learning a little bit more about how this shit kind of works and algorithms and stuff like that. And I just never really thought about it. I just said, fuck it, do a YouTube channel, fuck it, do it live type thing, right? And so this is why I need to kind of like take some time, and one of the big things will be creating stock footage. That's a big thing, and making good stock footage, because why would you make crappy stock footage if you're going to reuse it like 100 times? That's really stupid. Things like, for example, songs. I'll probably try and get some like, I don't know, custom type stuff that's not really. The songs on YouTube suck. The royalty-free music, boop 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 boop, techno crap. I don't care. Fuck it. I'm not that type of person. And also the third thing, which is probably even the most important, is setting up a structure of, what type of channels I'm doing and what I'm doing, on them. So basically, what is Chopped Onion going to look like? What is potentially, definitely, other channels going to look like? Because you can't exactly, like, this is something really big about the algorithms, is if you make a video and it gets a lot of views, right? And so then you get like 4 people to sub to it, or whatever the fuck, right? You get like, say, 100 people to sub to a really awesome video, right? And then you make another video, but those subs don't watch that video. Say only like 10 subs watch that video. Then that video goes down in algorithm results, because the people who sub to you didn't watch your video, and then next videos keep doing that, and the next videos do that, and the next videos do that. So that's the thing, is if you are kind of like all over the place, which is what I've been doing here, because I've been like, fuck it, whatever, do it. Like, I don't know, I don't really see a lot of people doing, videos all over the place. That, sometimes you just reach for the niche, right? But the reason why people don't do that is because people who do that just don't go anywhere with YouTube. That's the reason why people don't do that. It's not. It doesn't have to do with niche markets and stuff like that. It's just. It really happens to come down to the way the algorithm works. People want more of what they subscribe to, and if you kind of do, like, I don't know, video games and like culture commentary on one day, and then go to like politics and like current events the other day, and then go to something more like philosophy orientated next day, and then your live stream where you're just taking the piss out of something and going on a long rant, like, it's all over the fucking place, and nobody watches your channel. This is why you end up with like 10 views on like a video you worked really hard on. Well, I don't want to say I worked so fucking hard on this, but I mean, like, when I'm making a custom video every single fucking time, it's time consuming. Let's be honest here. So that's another reason why the stock footage is there, so that you can pump out content that doesn't look like shit, but also, I've been going on for 4 minutes explaining this, but either way, shit is in progress. It's not being forgotten, but just be patient. It'll probably be a couple weeks. I'm gonna forfeit the live stream tonight, because I actually have to be somewhere anyways, so I can't make it. But I've kind of set it up. It's scheduled for next week, so if you show up and you're like, what the fuck, and then you see this this video, maybe you kind of understand what the fuck's going on, that it's not going to be this week, just so you know. And next thing is also, it's not going to be next week on, or it's going to be next week not on this channel. It's going to be on the new live stream channel. Probably call it, I don't know. You know how the Drunken Peasants have their live stream channel, and they just named it the Drunken Peasants Podcast or something like that? I don't know. Probably just name it something like that. But anyways, so that will be where that goes, kind of thing, if that makes any fucking sense here. We've talked about that long enough. Now let's go on to the topic at hand. PewDiePie the Nazi. That's not really Nazi because his jokes were taken out of context. So, PewDiePie did nothing wrong. Quite literally, PewDiePie did nothing wrong. Now, you probably know all about this. There's been a lot of people that have covered every kind of single angle on it because it's fucking huge, but, So, PewDiePie, he has his channel, and I actually didn't realize this because I just, PewDiePie, he plays video games and acts like a fucking retard. Well, whatever, acts like a little fucking kid for 13-year-olds. Good job. Not interested. That's kind of how he rose to fame, so to speak. And recently, he's kind of been moving on to a different format where he kind of does some more like comedian sketch type things that have included Hitler jokes. And that's the big key here, is they had Hitler jokes in them. For example, a slide transition, because nobody fucking uses Hitler as a slide transition, and like really interesting things, like for example, paying Jesus to say Hitler didn't do absolutely nothing wrong. So anyways, the Wall Street Journal takes all of these out of context to say PewDiePie's a Nazi type thing, right? And it's just like, really? Like, this was the easiest one to fact check of all the fucking MSM lies. All you gotta do is be a viewer of PewDiePie and know where he's coming from with his jokes and humor and shit like that. Actually have previously watched these videos, which a lot of fucking people have because they get like millions of fucking views. Or simply look up any other YouTuber's video on this topic, like H3H3, and it just wow, okay, so H3H3, the Ethan, the Jew, says Felix is a good guy, and they lied about him in a very convincing, well, not convincing video, but I mean very honest and truthful video debunking the Wall Street Journal. Done. Like, this was the worst fucking lie possible. It was idiotic and moronic. I mean, just look at these like to dislike ratios, view watch ratios, sub rates. Like, PewDiePie is 10 times. What the fuck am I talking about? He's like hundreds of times bigger than the Wall Street Journal's YouTube channel, for one, and two is their readership is just fucking livid and canceling subscriptions. Like, you got guys on the Wall Street Journal like, I subscribed to the Wall Street Journal to try and not get yellow journalism because I thought subscribing is better than advertising models, right? Because more objectivity in journalism, right? And I found that you guys lied, so fuck you, unsubscribe. Like, it's nuts. It's just insane shit like this, and holy fucking hell, it just didn't make any sense. It's like the shrimpy 9th grader coming up to the seniors and be like, "Oh, try to start a fight with them." Like, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? The 12th grader that's 6 feet tall and has 100 pounds on you is gonna kick your shrimpy ass. Like, don't pick a fight with the fucking lion. Like, what are you doing? What are you fucking doing? And so what's really interesting is the only really way to explain this, I guess, from the Wall Street Journal's perspective, maybe, but even then, it's not really from the top, so I don't fucking know. But either they're just a bunch of pricks that felt like fucking around and being dicks, or basically they feel threatened and they're basically like a fox trapped in a corner, and just lashing out even though they're fucked and they know they're fucked. It's one of those. I don't fucking know. Either way, there's been so many angles covered on this. PewDiePie's response just fucking nailed their shit. Like, his response video got way more support and likes and shit like that. But anyway, so from this whole ordeal, they go after Felix's revenue. They go after the Disney channel or whatever. Now, obviously, Disney has a right to do whatever they want. I think they're dumb. I think they're wrong. And as a strategy point, I think they were... See, the thing about Disney is, even though it's marketed to, like, little fucking kids, like, Frozen and shit like that, and, like, maybe even just, like, I don't know, what is it? The Family Channel? Maybe it's name something different where you're from. Fuck, but basically like the Disney Channel that's like for like preteens and like early teenagers and whatnot. I don't know, but either way, like people that are young people and shit like that. And so a lot of that's Disney stuff. It's like family friendly type stuff, right? And so obviously Walt Disney with their anti-Semitic history is like they're old CEOs and shit like that. They don't understand internet culture. They the internet that came around when I was 40 years old, like, type thing, right? So they don't get it. They don't understand kind of like the young culture and stuff like that. And so like, wow, mainstream media criticizing, like, slandering our guy as a Nazi. Okay, we gotta distance ourselves from this because this is gonna affect sales. Because we cannot we gotta watch our impression, right? Because we're Walt Disney, and Walt Disney was a raging fucking Jew hater, right? And so that's the thing is I think they're thinking that this is gonna affect their sales, and I think they're primarily wrong. I think the only people it's really going to affect is those stupid ass like old fucking I'm not trying to be like, oh, fuck your elders, oh, fuck my generation's better than your fucking generation, but like, I mean, like old elders, like baby boomers that just like sit and watch the fucking cable news and CNN and think it's like the fucking most real thing in the fucking world, and there's no bullshit whatsoever, whether it's CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, whatever the fuck. They just they eat mainstream media up for fucking dinner, and just like the next time they go into the Disney store to buy, or into Walmart to buy their little darling granddaughter, a fucking Disney princess Frozen 2 Barbie, they're like, they look at it and like, oh wait, but Disney associates with PewDiePie the Nazi because I read that in the Wall Street Journal. Put it back on the shelf. That I think that's what they're thinking here, and I think that's the only real demographic that you might see some reduction in sales to some extent. But I think Felix's deal that you axed to try and save that reputation, unfortunately, is not going, like, it's not going to make up for the losses that you would make up for the losses in a dying generation. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to like sound heartless and whatnot, but mortality is a thing. Baby boomers are on their way out of this world. Technically, it's heartless, but it's. I didn't invent nature. I didn't invent Homo sapiens lifespan. So don't fucking sue me. Fuck. But anyways, you kind of get the point here. Is that I think Disney was thinking that way, and it's just old thinking. This is the way corporations always think. They have old dudes on their boards that just don't quite follow the entrepreneur, like they don't follow the winds of change kind of thing, right? And they always play it very conservative and safe, and they don't really take risks because they're on top. Why would they take risks when they're on top? It doesn't make any fucking sense. So that's where they're coming from. I think that's what they think, and I think they're wrong because I kind of understand a little bit more about the way the winds are changing in the world, kind of thing. Nobody's believing this Nazi slander anymore. Nobody's believing slander, period. And this is why PewDiePie is getting such a fucking good response. In fact, I didn't even, like, because of this, and because this blew up, I'm like, oh, wow. They labeled this stupid irate gamer that fucking goes on saying, PewDiePie, playing video games, and just they labeled him a Nazi. Wow, that's stupid. And then you go into it and you see, oh wow, his recent videos are actually kind of funny, like paying Indian guys to say death to all Jews, subscribe to Keemstar. That's pretty funny, actually. I'm not gonna lie. There's some. I never thought I would actually even remotely consider PewDiePie entertaining. And the fact that you have now highlighted that he has some funny jokes that might be a little bit edgy and out there. Thank you, Wall Street Journal. Thank you for showing me some new content that I could actually, potentially, in certain cases, actually enjoy. I never thought I would say that about PewDiePie because I thought it was just ranting nonsense. And this is what you've fucking done. This is what you've done, you dumbasses. Holy fuck. Anyways. So going on from that, that's the really interesting thing is Slander isn't working anymore. Slander is not working anymore. It's over. It's done with. People are just sick of Slander. It's stupid. But more importantly, you're not gonna like this, guys. But PewDiePie basically cucked, and I'm not trying to say that as like, oh, he's fucking, not in the literal sense, but you know what I fucking mean. He's on point. He's 100% correct in his response videos. But in one of his recent response videos, he basically said, "I'm no longer making Hitler jokes. I'm very sorry if it offended anyone." Blah blah blah. And it's like, I'm sorry, but you cucked. You cucked.
I'm sure as you already know, the article came out from the Wall Street Journal, basically accusing me of being an anti-Semite. I want to address the biggest issue first, which I think is the whole guys holding up the sign thing. I'm sure you've seen it. It's been everywhere. A lot of people loved the video, and a lot of people didn't. And it's almost like two generations of people arguing whether this is okay or not. But regardless of that, I just wanted to reiterate that my intention was to show how stupid the website is and how far you can push it by paying $5. I'm sorry for the words that I used, as I know they offended people, and I admit that the joke itself went too far. I do strongly believe that you can joke about anything, but I also believe that there's a right way and not the best way to joke about things. And I love to push boundaries, but I would consider myself a rookie comedian, and I've definitely made mistakes like this before, but it's always been a growing and learning experience for me, and it's something that I actually learned to really appreciate. And I think this whole situation has definitely been that for me, and it's something that I'm going to keep in mind moving forward.
I get it. He wants to save his millions and whatnot. Like there's a clear financial incentive to be like coming out on apology and shit like that, and like not stuff like that. And he's not. People are trying to push him as this absolute hardcore punk. He's fighting MSM. Give him the middle finger, and he's like, no, he's not 100% there. He literally just caved to their accusations. If you were fighting MSM, you'd be more like Gavin McInnes. You'd be like, fuck these people, fuck them in the ear, go fuck themselves. I can't wait to piss on their graves. Like, that's what you would act like if you were in a literal culture war. He's not a culture war icon. He's just a chess piece, if that makes any sense. He's a really big fucking chess piece. He's like the fucking king. But he is not a soldier. He's not a soldier in the trenches. He's essentially, he sees slander and he's like, what the fuck? Fuck you for slandering me. But he's not a hardline like, no, Nazi jokes are okay. Because he literally just caved and he said, Nazi jokes, I'm not going to stop doing Nazi jokes because they offended people. And it's like, I'm sorry, guys, but he's not with us. And I think that's one of the really important things that I think people have really kind of like not really focused on. They haven't really talked about that. They've been talking about like Wall Street Journal fucked with PewDiePie. Oh, PewDiePie struck back. Woo! Like fine. That angle's been covered, but I mean, he's not with us. He's primarily for his audience, and he's there for the YouTube monies. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he's just a heartless, greedy capitalist, but like he definitely apologized. He thought he did wrong. Maybe that's out of a principled approach. Maybe it's out of more so of a little bit of both. A little bit of like, okay, well, let's try and patch this together so I can get back my show from Disney. I don't fucking know what's going through his head. I don't have a first-name contact with him. I'm some dumb fucking YouTuber with fucking no subscribers. I don't have a fucking line to PewDiePie. Everything I hear about him is either third hand or on his YouTube. Like, come on, guys. So I'm just some YouTube guy, but I mean, who knows what the fuck his motivations are? But regardless, he's not a soldier. He's not a soldier for the culture war. And so that's one thing I think that really needs to be nobody's really emphasizing or talking about, and I think that's important to I want to really nail down in this video if I haven't already. So you know that I've nailed down that point. Capiche? Do you under? Hopefully you take that away from this video. But I think the second one is the Nazi slander again. Like people are sick of this shit. They're done with slander. It's not gonna work, and I can't believe that they were so stupid to think that their shitty newspaper could go after Pewdiepie the way he does. And that's the thing is MSM is dying. Fuck it all to hell, and just congratulations. You're speeding up your death. It's like think of it as like as if okay, you're trapped on a fucking hill. Like let's go Nazis and Germans. And there when Rommel was stuck in the desert, he was stuck in the fucking desert and he was trapped on a fucking hill, or maybe that was the British and it was Montgomery, but somebody was trapped in the fucking on a hill, and it was like a company of two or something like that, and they're basically like they defended. They only held their ground. They did not attack because they didn't have the resources and troops to attack. They held their ground as long as they fucking could until they were completely out of ammunition and starting to starve. And I don't think there was any tanks. It was just an infantry regiment that got stuck behind enemy lines. And you know they surrendered eventually once they literally had nothing left to fight but bayonets. And so, that being out in the desert in North Africa, this isn't the jungle in Vietnam. This isn't going to be some Rambo movie where you can just jump out of the bushes and stab your enemies to death. Like that's not going to fucking happen in the deserts of North Africa, just wide open. Even though you're on a fucking hill, they can shoot you off the hill. But regardless, that kind of semantics, but you get what I'm saying here. It's like there's a reason why, for example, people, if you want to live and you want to actually survive, like for example, what was it? The stand on the Guadalcanal, where the Americans actually did succeed and they did hold out against the Japanese, and you know, like it's different the way they have behaved because they if you want to survive, your best chance of surviving is just holding your fucking ground when you don't have the resources to attack. Unlike with the Japanese, when a lot of times when they were simply on their last stand, they would just bonsai charge into a fucking hail of machine gun fire. And that's what like the Wall Street Journal seems to be doing here, is they're launching a bonsai charge into a hail of machine gun fire, even though they know it's fucking hopeless, and it's worthless. It's going to end up very, very poorly. And I'm quite curious to see what the Wall Street Journal leadership will actually do, because in fact it seems that the leadership is not on this. It's more been like cuz there's media organizations owned by Wall Street Journal leadership that just didn't actually report on this whatsoever. They were completely not there, but then there was other publications all over the place. So it seems to be more of like a Gamergate style, where it's like, once we post this article, the general consensus is post another article on your stream. And it's more of like the what should we call this here? The Journalist Actors Guild, the JAG instead of the FAG. Like it's not an actual. It's the leader is not Captain whoever the fuck owns, like Mr. Capitalist owning the Wall Street Journal, the owner. It's whatever the equivalent of Alec Baldwin is, and shit like that. And it's just it's hilarious. It's hilarious shit, but it's not gonna work. Like, that's the point here. Is these slander jobs by the media? They really should just be holding their own and, biting their lip and sticking to their guns, where just sticking to defensive measures only, and just covering their butts, and not going on the offensive. They should not be going on the offensive on new media. They should just be defending themselves from new media. They should be defending themselves from like they should be on the defensive, building their credibility and shit like that, rather than going on the offensive and just wasting all their fucking credibility on wild goose chases that everyone is just like, fuck it, your credibility's gone, we don't trust you. We don't trust you. Only old, dying baby boomers. No offense. Well, I'm being a hypocrite now, because I'm captain. I'm supposed to be captain anti-PC, and I'm saying no offense when I'm talking about a truthful statement that baby boomers are on their way out of this world. What a fucking cuck. No, but you know what I mean. Like, mortality, it's not really meant as a joke. Whatever. Fuck. This is a ranty video. It's cancer. I don't care. I'm just trying to say that, oh, God. Whatever. I caught myself, at least. Does that count for something? But what I'm trying to say here is that slander, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna happen. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. Blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck. It's not gonna work. If you don't already see it, you need some more red pill in there, son. I'm sorry. You gotta open your eyes and get woke. Ooh, woke. What a fucking dumb term. I just call it having a fucking brain. That's what I call it. But whatever. Anyways, point being is this shit is dying, and nobody believes them anymore. And it's Felix isn't our culture war icon. He won't be. He's just a piece. He's a centerpiece of this thing. But he's just a nice guy. He's not going to. He's not a fighter. He's not going to fight for us or with us. But he's an interesting piece of commentary that they would call him a Nazi when he's got like Swedish guilt, or I don't fucking know. I shouldn't say that because that's kind of douchey. But I mean, just let's be honest. 3 fucking people in the last month: JonTron, Milo, and now Pewdiepie. And just I can understand the Milo thing. I can maybe understand the JonTron because he in his live stream with Sargon, he was ranty and angry, kind of like this video, which is fucking God. This cancer needs to end. But PewDiePie didn't make any fucking sense. I've covered that. I've talked that out of my butthole, and he's just not a fighter. But people are sick of the slander. See, people are sick of the slander. It's not gonna happen. We're not gonna take it. It's done. It's over. This is way too fucking long. See you when, like, I'll be doing more videos like this that are just kind of off the cuff and hopefully not as long and nuanced. Like, this is supposed to be making up for that big live stream shit that I normally do. But the main takeaway here is that we're done. We're sick of this shit. It's over. It's not happening. I might do some more videos, very short ones, if I feel the need to. But for the most part, this channel is going to be it's not going to be inactive, but it's not going to be daily videos, hardcore animations, and effort put into everything, and fucking like this video is like 2 or 3 cuts. Like, anyways, maybe it should have been more, but you be the judge. In likes and comments below. Thank you very much for listening. You're pretty fucking dedicated if you listen to this cancer. Thank you very much. I hope to see you when this channel stops being cancer and makes some fucking sense. Have a good day. Have a good Saturday. Goodbye.